Welcome to the Sasha Show.
Yo, what's going on, guys? How are you? So I'm here in London, and I'm just having an interesting discussion with Isabel, and I just thought I'd share what we were talking about. I thought it was interesting. We're talking about like the whole line between getting happiness and satisfaction out of like normal life versus finding happiness, satisfaction, fulfillment in the spiritual side of things and balancing the two. So, for example, normal life would be having a great job or getting a dog, which might make you really happy, or maybe going to shows or watching your favorite TV shows, or it might be building a company that makes lots of money and helps lots of people and has some sort of change in the world or whatever. So all the things you might do in life that will bring you happiness. Now, let's assume for a moment we're talking about deeper happiness, not right? Not just like, oh, I'm gonna go bang tons of chicks, or I'm gonna buy a really fancy car. Like, not that shit, but just actual, really working on your life and doing things and accomplishing, like doing stuff that has some level of fulfillment, but just very much on the physical. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a human and I'm doing stuff in the world level, that stuff, versus um, the inner work, like connecting with spirit, being one with the all, realizing that all beings are one. Meditation, self-love, like everything that really connects you to source, where you're just like blissed out and you're like, oh God, just really that love connection between you and yourself slash God slash the universe. Okay, so and it's interesting because like we were talking about Teal Swan, who Isabel is a big fan of, and I like her too. She's a nice lady. But I was just saying how Teal more talks about like, um, dealing with your own shit and your pain and your shadow self, and there's quite a bit of talk about spiritual stuff. But then there's other teachers who really go for the ultimate truth of like we're all one, and actual full realization, like full awakening, like, oh wow, I'm one with all beings, so like full enlightenment. So it's like a different path. That's like a hardcore path of like waking the fuck up totally. And then there's the other path of just spirituality and connectedness and opening yourself up and healing yourself, right? And so we're just talking about the differences, and how do we balance, what's kind of what's more important, or what should we be going for, like, and because like Isabel was saying, like, what's the point of doing all this stuff in normal life, like starting a business, all that stuff we talked about, like all this that sort of will bring you some satisfaction, when the ultimate joy and happiness is just waking up and realizing, hey, you are everything, that full realization. And so what I was saying was, I think both are important. It's like first of all, everybody has their own way of feeling that connectedness to all beings. You see what I'm saying? That connection with the divine. Some people might have to, like me, at least currently in my life, I really feel like, yeah, I need to be in nature and breathing and on my own and just, to really be in it, to connect. For me, for me, that makes it easy. But everyone's different, right? Some people might be like, no, I don't need that. I need to go and jogging. There's people out there, I bet, who jog, and then they get in that Zen state, and boom, they connect with the grid. Or maybe some people go fishing, or maybe some people go and volunteer, and they do something, and they work with homeless people, or they feed fucking stray animals on the street. You see what I mean? Like everyone has their own process for that, and you gotta respect that. That's fine. So that is one side of it, that connectedness. But then on the human side, um, we can find happiness and joy doing all the human things, but it's limited. It's never going to be, you see what I'm saying? It's never going to be that full, like, oh, like when you're connecting to source, but recognizing also some of the things that you do as a human do, see what I'm saying? They raise your frequency, and they do connect you to source. But the ultimate joy is, I find it's almost like a separate thing. You know what I mean? Like on a high level, connecting with the all is really connecting with the all. And I think there's lots of hacks to get there, but it's sort of like, so we're talking about those two things: happiness on that divine level and happiness just in the human body. And it's a really interesting discussion. It's just like, what do you focus on? How do you balance the two? Um, and what my thoughts were on it was just that it was turning into a fucking rant, but my thoughts on it were simply that. you have to have both, right? Like if we incarnated as humans, you got to have both. That's it. It's really simple. Whatever your process is for connecting with the divine and feeling that, that really powerful connection, whatever your process is for that is, I value that. You should value that. It's really important. But then at the same time, even if you have that, and you got to take that with you and then go do whatever it is in the world. So, as simple as that. Because I don't think we came here to just sit in a cave and be happy, right? Like maybe there are certain beings who are doing really heavy work, and with their frequency and from that cave, they're raising the consciousness of all of humanity, and awesome, they need to be doing that. But I think for most of us, we came down here to do some stuff, right? For sure. To interact with the world. I mean, we took human form for a reason. If we wanted to just be non-physical, we would be non-physical, right? So it's really finding that balance, I think, and I think that's the problem for most of us in the Western society. We don't have that. We don't have any balance. We're so busy with the human stuff, right? The job, the bills, trying to have fun. Even like trying to relax and let go is like a thing we're trying to do, right? Oh well, I need to unwind, so I'll watch a movie, or I'll have a drink, or I'll whatever, I'll read this. But whatever we're doing, it's almost like we're trying to relax, and but even the things we're doing to try and relax aren't really connecting us with spirit or source, right? We're just sort of doing things to try and shut this off for a while so we can get some rest. So we're really all focused on the being humans stuff and the happiness that comes from achieving certain things in the human game, right? Even though they're totally valid as well, but they're just on that half. You see what I mean? They're on that half of human stuff, right? And only a very small bit of those things can sort of be adding to the whole spiritual dimension. You know what I'm saying? Like there are, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. But mostly we're not thinking about that. So maybe even just thinking about that, like as we're doing certain things as humans, like even eating our food or whatever, we can just bring our consciousness to, hey, the creator has given me this food, or God made it possible for this movie even to exist that I'm watching. So thanks, like this is awesome, like because it was the inspiration from the all that is that inspired whoever wrote that script to write that script, right? If there was no creator and there was no divine creative force, that movie wouldn't exist. So bringing that into whatever we're doing, if we're swimming in a lake, like, hey, thanks for making water, like this lake is awesome. This cold lake freezing my balls off is really good for me, and this is awesome. Thank you. Just bringing that in with us maybe can bring that element in. Just a thought. I've certainly had moments where I've just thought of God and just been like, oh yeah, and again I use God the same as universe, source, spirit, the whole thing. It adds something, and I've actually at times felt very peaceful and connected just bringing my awareness to source while doing normal stuff. And that's kind of right now my struggle, because as I do this video, I'm in London, and it's been difficult for me to really feel connected. It's so hard. Everything is so hectic. I'm trying to do so many things. I know so many people. I have this business. I'm doing this other stuff. There's just so much going on, right? So it's difficult. So as I'm trying to have this conversation and maybe, kind of push you guys. So it's also for me, because I'm, the same as everybody, trying to find that balance and that peace and that love in everyday human life, which is tough. Is really tough. Anyway, so I was just a freaking rant for those small and wonderful group of you who go on my second channel, which I've been neglecting horribly. I know that. But again, it's because I'm in this space where I'm like, blah! Once I'm back in South America chilling, you're going to see a lot more videos of me being super chill and just being and more connected to my heart and like sharing way more awesome stuff, because that'll be more my focus will be on myself and, that divine space. So stick around. That'll be interesting. But thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys, and please do leave comments, because there's only like 112 of you who will see this video. Then I can actually reply to your comments, so feel free. Okay, love you guys. See you later. Where's the stop button? There it is.